So today, let's continue the role play.
So last time we were going to be doing like a series on vetting sellers for in different industries. So this one was supposed to be hotels.
Beautiful. That's a good one to start. I'll be a seller. Christian, you want to be a broker or you want to be a seller?
I think Corey should try to be the seller on this, and then you be the broker. I would like to see that. Or Joey. Maybe Joey could be a seller. I kind of want to see the
Yeah,
way
Joey, come on. All right, I'm calling you.
Hey, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? How's everything? My name is Mike with Hedgestone. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I was recommended. One of my clients told me that you were interested in selling your hotel, so I just wanted to give you a call and learn a little bit about you and a little bit about the hotel.
Yeah, I'm interested in selling for the right price.
Okay. How many rooms do you have?
150.
150. Are you located in the Metro New York or are you in the suburbs? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask that.
We're in Long Island.
In Long Island, okay. Okay, Long Island, 150 rooms. Is this a flagged hotel or is this an independent?
This is a independent hotel.
Independent. How long have you been there for?
Been there for 5 years.
Oh, why do you want to sell after five years?
We put a lot of renovations into the property, and it's pretty stable at this point. We want to, pretty much just 1031 out into a bigger asset.
Nice. Do you have a property management team on place or you run the hotel yourself?
We have in-house property management on site.
How's that structured with paying them?
They've been with me for years. They kind of move with me to every hotel I go to, so they won't be included in the deal.
Okay, great. Okay, so that eliminates what, a 3% cost, something like that?
Yeah, I pay them about 3% a year.
Okay.
Of gross.
So what kind of top line revenue did you do in 2022?
Last year we did about 3.5 million in top line.
Wow, over 150 rooms, 3.5 million. Very nice. Are you on all the platforms, Expedia, all the third-party booking platforms?
Yep.
Great.
Every platform.
Is it a exterior corridor or an interior corridor hotel?
It's an interior corridor.
So what that means, everyone, interior corridor is the rooms are inside the hotel. It's not like a hotel where you walk outside into the rooms. An interior corridor is always better because in the winter months in New York, it's very hard for the housekeeping to go outside. So if it's inside, it's much more convenient. All right, so your interior corridor. What are your property taxes?
Our property taxes there, because we're actually located in Suffolk County, so the property taxes are cheaper. We're paying about $250,000 a year in property taxes.
You're doing about 3.5 million. Just from my experience in the market, you would say your net income after everything is between 700 and 900. Does that sound right?
Yes, we're capping out about 800,000 in NOI.
800,000. So side note, everyone, the way I got that number is a good return on investment for a hotel is between 20 and 30%. I started, between 20 and 25%. So he was honest, 800,000. So have you thought of a number? You said he would sell at the right price. Have you thought of a number? Or?
I've bbeen thinking, I'm trying to be as reasonable as possible. I think I would consider selling it at about 11 and a half.
Got to go harder than that, Joe. That's a lay. Oh, that's sold right now.
13.
So 13.
Yeah, Joe, you gotta make it harder for Mike. This is too easy. You gotta.
I thought you were
13,
50.
You know how hotel guys are.
Yesterday I pitched a hotel in Queens. I went in and the guy had 66 rooms and he told Sam he wants 30 million. She's walked right out.
I'm being realistic.
That's a great
hotel.
The way I would say that, the way I would respond to that, Joe, I would be like, I think you're very reasonable on the price. I will try to even give you a little buffer. I'll try to work a little. I'll try to start around 13.5.
Yeah.
Because I know we can sell for around 14 if it's a brand new hotel for 150 rooms.
Yeah.
So the way you would look at hotels is per room or a multiplier of gross sales. So if it's 13 million into 150 rooms, we're looking at 87,000 a door. So 87,000 a key, that's a steal. So 87,000 a key, it's a great deal. I would actually try and, I would tell them I would get them a little more just to definitely lock in this listing because this is money in our pockets right here. So the questions I asked gross revenue. To come to an evaluation, we're selling hotels between 3 and 4.5 times, sometimes 5 times, depending on how much PIP. PIP means property improvement. So basically, when an owner takes over a hotel, they need to put a certain amount of money into PIP if it's a branded hotel. So we have to, like Christian and I, we just got a hotel and we had to figure out what the property improvement plan is. And there's Corey. We're waiting for you, Corey. We're doing a hotel pitch.
Sorry about that. I was literally just on with the hotel deal that me and Joey got after
Oh, nice. It's all good.
Wait, hold on for a second. Like you went through all the information, but like I want to see like can you show us like how you would close them? Like, you know, like how you would get the listing. Like that's the most important, I think.
Okay. So basically, you know, if you can send me over, you know, I know you're telling me all this. Please send me over 2 years of P&Ls. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to send you a written evaluation. If everything, because this is such an easy deal, this is what we do. If everything checks out with you, I'm going to send you over our agreement for these types of deals we charge, because it's, you know, usually we charge 10% on our businesses, but because this is with the property, we're going to charge 5%, industry standard. I'll have an agreement to you with a little higher of a price. How does that sound?
Sounds great. Perfect.
Joey, come on, man. That's too easy, bro.
To be honest, I was just running the numbers on this. I think at 12,800,000, you're looking at about a little over a 6 cap. That's actually, you know, for an independent, I feel like that's pretty reasonable. You know, that's pretty much where we got the offer right now in a few hotels, and we can't close the deal because they're too stubborn. Corey, you know
but the issue is with this one, there's a 3% management fee on top. So that's another what? That's another
Right.
150,000.
I just want to see like Joey, like kind of like make it difficult. Like, well, do you have a buyer? You know, like I'm not going to just send my information to just anyone, you know, like
just being honest, it's rare that we get, you know, most of the time you're going to get an open listing agreement. You're not going to get an exclusive with a lot of the guys, especially on Long Island, because it's just such a competitive market. Don't you feel the same way, Mike? I feel like Long Island is just extremely
Long Island's crazy. Once there's a hotel, it's you know?
Yeah, and they're trading at, you know, 5-6 caps. It's just, it doesn't make sense. If you're buying a hotel in Long Island, it's a trophy asset. So I'm always a yes man to all the sellers in Long Island. Whatever they want, you know, I'm just gonna say yes to.
Exactly. All right, so that's the hotel business. If anyone's interested in that, I just want to do a couple of different industries because we have a special guest here. His name's Nick. He owns a ton of businesses. He's actually referred to by Christian. He's joining the team. He can make it very difficult for me. So I want to see if he could test me. So Nick, you ready for this?
Yes. How's it going, guys? How are you?
How you doing?
Doing very well. Doing very well. Thanks for having me today.
Nick,
No
you gotta make it hard, bro. You gotta make it like
Make it
you know,
hard for me.
Make it difficult.
Yeah, you know, that's I guess why I chimed in. If the training is to be most effective, which I know that's your ultimate goal here. I come from the entrepreneurial and ownership side, so my job was really as the CEO of my group to really vet any kind of transaction as hard as I could, you know, because I have to go bring it back to multiple partners and I have to have all those answers in line. So let's roll. Whatever you want to do, we could do restaurant, pizzeria, deli, hotel, you know, payroll, human resources companies, real estate. I like it all. So
Let's do your bread and butter. You know, let's do your pizzeria.
yeah, pizzerias are my bread and butter. They have been for a long time. So
And the sellers are usually very difficult. So
yeah, sellers and us, just even if we don't want to be difficult, even if you overpromised, we actually, if you overpromise with a niche market like that, I find that the buyers or the sellers rather, not only do they get difficult, but then they get their heart set on a higher number. So it's very, you have to be very cautious. They're typically we're all typically very blue collar. You know, these places were started by family with $10 in their pockets. So there's a lot of emotion, you know?
So I'm gonna call you. Hey
All
Nick,
right.
how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just one of my friends gave me your number. He asked me to reach out to you. He told me you were interested in possibly selling.
I'm sorry, I got to cut you off. I'm very, very busy. I have a line out the door. There's no school today. I got kids coming in screaming. What's up?
No problem. Yeah, no, I'll make it quick. So I just got your recommendation by my friend Tony. He said to reach out to you. He said you wanted to sell, and I have buyers that are interested. So I just wanted to get a quick synopsis of the business. You know, not a lot of time. Just what are you looking for as terms of a price?
You know, it really has to go through my father, my partners. You know, I'm only running the business a couple of years. You know, we really don't want to discuss our financials publicly or with anybody. You know, we're concerned there could be an audit or the information get in the wrong hands. So I don't really know if it's something I'm interested at this time, you know.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you more of a pizzeria or a restaurant?
We're a hybrid, both.
So how many cases of cheese do you order a week on average, you would say?
again, we'd have to sit with the vendor, but my average is probably 20 cases a week.
20 cases. Okay. And how many bags of flour?
I would say probably somewhere in the 40 to 50 range for this location.
Do you deliver?
We do.
How many drivers do you have on a Friday?
Probably 15 to 20, depending on the time of the year.
15 to 20 drivers on a Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So what you're doing 40 to 50 a week in that range, you would say?
We could verify more, but definitely we're close to that number.
Okay. What's your rent?
The rent is probably right now about 9,000 all in.
9,000 all in. So you're about 108,000 into 2.5 million. So your rent is less than 5%. Wow. So you're making money there. Listen, I know you're putting in your pocket X amount of dollars. I don't want to say it on the phone, but you know, if it is what I'm thinking, if you're making about 20% of the 45,000 a week, which is about 450,000 a year, I'm saying that I can get you about $1 million. We could start at $1.1 million, but realistically, if you're interested at that price, I can get you $1 million. If not, no problem. But that's really the number that I can get you, and I can probably get you all cash. If it's a very, very experienced operator, you would have to hold a little bit of a note. Does that sound something of interest?
Well, what are the terms of the note if we did? And do you have actual buyers on hand right now that are looking for that specific type of an item? I mean, this is not just restaurant. You have to whittle it down to like a guy who's in the pizza market too. You know, I mean, I know the market. I'm doing this my whole life. You really think there's somebody floating around with $1 million looking for a 9,000 a week net or better?
Yeah, absolutely. We just sold something in Suffolk County, $800,000 all cash. It was doing 35,000 a week. So definitely have existing buyers from that listing. And as far as the note, you know, we would make it enticing for you because you're not a bank, right? So we would have, 7 to 9% as an interest payment. And we would try to get you paid in 2 to 3 years.
What in 2 to 3 years you can get it paid? Those are the kind of terms that your buyers are typically looking for.
Yeah, because you're making 450,000 a year, let's say, and the no payment. It's going to be easy to pay because your rent's less than 5%. So maybe even quicker, maybe 2 years.
I'm a little concerned that we have family working here. What are these? What are they going to want to? They're going to want to come in and let go of my cousin. My cousins are running the place a couple of days for me, and they need the money. And my pizza man's been with me 20 years. I mean, I really don't want to spook these people out. Like, how can you give me your word as a company that this is going to stay between us?
So we've been doing this, for a while. I've been selling businesses for over 12 years. What we preach is confidentiality. Confidentiality is everything. I was in the pizza business. That's how I started. I don't want to spook your chef. They need your chef. They need the people working there. Anyone that goes there is going to go eat a slice of pizza. After they eat the slice of pizza, they're going to call me. They're not going to say a word to your staff. They're going to give me a call. If they're interested, we're going to set up a meeting with you off-site, off hours, and then we'll see if they're interested. I train my customers. Just like you train your customers to come in, I train my customers to come in. That's my job. We preach confidentiality, and we have a reputation in the market. We've sold so many pizzerias. So, that's really how we work, and I appreciate you bringing that up, and we stand behind that.
All right. Ultimately, it's going to be my father and I that have to make the decision. We also own the building.
Beautiful.
That's another issue that we may have to tackle. I don't know if he would consider just the business or both as a package or a sale lease back on the building with the business rolled in.
Yeah, I think you should talk to your accountant and see what type of capital gains you would have if we sold the building, to be honest. And I also think we should set up a meeting whenever you and your father have a little time. I know it's Friday, it's during the rush. I don't want to bother you too much. If you're available Sunday or Monday, I can come by in the morning and we could talk about everything and see what we could do.
I appreciate that. What do the fees look like? Like, let's say if we did a building and business deal, or if it was just a business, what is your fee structure? And is there any, go ahead and talk to me about that. How's that work?
So obviously if it's with the building, it's going to be less, but our standard company fee is 10%.
Okay.
So
I
that's just what
man to go for that. I mean, is there some kind of creativity that I could offer him? Is there any kind of conversation we could have about that? I mean, could there be milestones? It could be percent if you get us, our asking price, or would there be some kind of concession if we had to come down on our price because of market concerns or whatever the buyers look like out there in the pool?
There's a little flexibility, but I would like to meet you and your father first. I want to see how we work together, if we can work together well, respectfully. I like working with reasonable people. We could definitely be reasonable. If the numbers make sense, I want to know what you need in your pocket. I want you to speak to your accountant about the building. You have a little homework to do, respectfully, on that end, but everything is a little reasonable. It is our company policy, and 5% our business fee. With the property, I'm definitely negotiable.
Let's when you do come in or a buyer comes in to vet the business, what kind of documentation, receivables, payables, statements, what kind of things are you recommending to them that they actually turn around and want? What are you typically seeing? They want P&Ls, they want certified accounting statements, they want to know what's owed out to the suppliers, or you just keep it, how is it?
So in the beginning, I like to get a couple of weeks of food bills. I would look at your payroll. I would see your staff. Obviously, if you have P&Ls, that would be great. I don't expect you to have them right away. I would love to see the POS reports. That's definitely going to help me a lot because that shows, what you put in the POS. But I would love to see food bills. I would love to see your lease. I would love to see, what your payroll looks like. And then as we go into the process, I can, I know you guys have been there for 50 years and, you probably don't have everything on hand. But we'll get more stuff as we have more serious buyers. But let's meet first. I want to meet you and see if we can do business first.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I just so you guys know, just to jump off to the side for a second, that was actually like very, very, very well handled. Mike dodged a lot of, and repositioned a lot of the questions from a seller standpoint, right? My concerns are I don't want to tell you what I show on my tax returns, especially in New York, there's a lot of people doing business one way and there's a lot of people doing business another way. And then there's people in the middle. And then he said, I'll come to you on Sunday or Monday. So some places will close and make Sunday a family get together day. And then a lot of typically most retail and food service operations are really, as a rule, are doing their bookkeeping, their payroll, et cetera, on Monday because it has to be done weekly by law in states like New York. So that's a good example. So it's like, I can come hit you up after you finish payroll or get you out of the restaurant and grab a cup of coffee or something like that. I saw some questions chime in about like what cheese do you use and things of that nature. Do you go to Restaurant Depot? Those are good questions. But from me as a seller in that standpoint, I'd say let's date before we get married, so to speak. And those things are things that maybe you would find out in an in-person meeting. And one of the things that you might want to find out is say, what do your tax returns show? Let me see the POS, see if there's a difference, and then take it a step further. What's your payroll? All right, how much is that? Can I verify? You don't necessarily want to say what's off the books and on the books, but how much is verifiable? Is there'll be payroll on payroll statement, and then there'll be additional payroll that the accountants may be vetting out, like 1099. Some family and friends might take a 1099, and then you have an LLC structure, guaranteed payments. That's more due diligence. That's just me speaking on the business side of what a seller might hit you with. Well, my brother gets a check, I get a check. You may arrive to that net 450 in this case. It might take some putting together. So I mean, it was that's great. I mean, that's really how you should handle it in my position, being on the other side of the table. So
Yeah, this was great.
Nick, that was fantastic. That was probably one of the best back and forths we've had.